Hey there everybody, this is Camzilla51 back with another Transformers video review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Reveal the Shield Deluxe Class Bumblebee. Now, for a lot of people who did not get to pick up the Classics version, or just couldn't find the means to pick up the Hencave version, this is a great alternative. He is the same exact mold as the other two productions of this character, and he's a nice deep yellow, as it's coming off pretty well on my camera here. Here's his trailer with the little wave crusher thing on the back, and it's just yellow as you get it. This was a little test I did with a Gundam marker, so when you get it, it's just going to be yellow and not silver. Just overall a really nice paint scheme on this. I know a lot of people are kind of disappointed because of these two black stripes on the top, but don't worry, it's not because of the movie design. So for all the G1 fans, don't fret. The movie line isn't invading your personal space with this color scheme. It's actually from the Transformers comic book that's out running now. It's called Transformers Ongoing. And basically, this is the color scheme of the character that they have drawn in there. And basically, it's supposed to represent Bumblebee taking leadership and, assuming the role of supporting leader, while Optimus Prime is absent. So it's pretty cool, that's what it represents. And Bumblebee is stepping up and taking a kind of reluctant hero stance about it. But there he is. He rolls pretty well, just as well as any other one. And just for fun, here he is compared next to the Hencave Bumblebee. And if you're looking for a perfect Bumblebee and price, or going on eBay, if that's not a problem for you, I definitely go with the Hencave Bumblebee, because it's pure and clean and doesn't have any stripes on it, and it's really nice yellow, whereas this one is a more of a deeper yellow. So just rotating them around here, and you can see some of the differences. But overall, pretty good. The Hencave Bumblebee does come with a spoiler, but I just like to display him without one. And this one I'm going to repaint as Cliff Jumper, so I'm going to keep that spoiler on there and use it for later. But overall, I mean, if you weren't able to pick up the Hencave or the Classics Bumblebee, then this is definitely a great rendition of the character. And even if you do have the Classics Bumblebee and you just don't feel like it quite satisfied the character to its full potential, then this definitely does a better job of that, I feel. Shoot that aside and get onto the robot mode. First thing you want to do here is pop these doors loose and kind of fold them down like that, and bring the arm around on this wheel well, and bring the forearm guard over here, swivel it around and peg it into place. And then you've got one arm on one side, do the same thing on the other side. Just flip it around. Sometimes I have a little bit of trouble with this right shoulder. And do the same and plug it in. And if you just want a little giggle, you can put the arms in like this, and look, now Bumblebee's got a flying car mode. Whee! So that's all good and fun. And something that's really cool is that you still have wheels in the back, so you can actually roll in his flying car mode. It's really fun to do. But anyways, then what you want to do here is fold this out like this and have it into place, and then you can swing the arms down like this, get them comfortably posed, and then this whole roof section swings down in front. It's a little bit stiff, definitely stiffer than on the Hencave version, and then fold down the head, and there you've got the upper body. The next thing you want to do is fold down the seats to form his thighs, straighten out his legs a little bit, and you can pull these out first if you want to, but it doesn't really matter. And just put the legs like that. And there you have the Reveal the Shield Bumblebee in his robot mode. And he looks really awesome. He definitely pays more of a proper homage, I feel, to the G1 character, with the exception of the black stripes. But overall, you know, you've got a more unified color scheme. The forearms are yellow on this one, whereas they were gray on the Classics version. And just overall, I think this looks a lot better. Plus, you know, like the rear section of the car is an actual yellow. It's the yellow plastic instead of a large white spot. So I'm actually really pleased with this. I'm not gonna keep this Bumblebee as is. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna turn it into Cliff Jumper because I've already got a Bumblebee. But as for being this one, and if you didn't have the other two, this is a great chance to pick up a Bumblebee because you know, it's domestic U.S. release. It's you know, it's still a great figure even after being in, you know, in the Classics line like in 2006. So he's really posable. You know, he's got ball jointed hips that go out a little bit and, you know, forward and back. Though he can only go, you know, forward so much because of that windshield. He's got bending knees, a rotate below the knee, and nice pivot here on the foot. And, you know, you can adjust this accordingly. So those are the legs. He's got a really nice ball jointed head that's really expressive. You can tilt it from side to side and look really up. You know, because he's a short guy, he's going to be looking up most of the time. And he's got ball jointed shoulders here, ball jointed elbows, no wrists, but it's not really a big deal. And also, if you want to have him, you know, like a crossover arm pose, then what you can do is this swivel where the arm is, you can move it over and then put his head back down, and then you can get some really interesting poses with his shoulder a little bit more front ways. So that's really helpful. He does come with this little trailer, and it becomes his jetpack, you know, as most people are used to. So you just split this and rotate that, and then you come around here. Pretty much just pose this any way you really want to, and then come around to the back. There's a little slot right there, and this jet ski just tabs right in. And on this one, it's a little loose. I think it was tighter on my Henke one, but it really varies. I mean, like I bought two of this guy, you know, for comparison, swapping out parts, and I found that on both of the figures, it tended to have a loose jetpack up there. So I'm not really sure of a way to fix that, because if you use super glue on it, it may just, you know, flay the plastic out a little bit. You can give it a try. I haven't tried on this one because I'm going to chop up the backpack to make his face more cliff jumpery. And when I do, I'll do a review on it, so it'll be cool. But I actually really like, you know, the look of the jetpack. That, you know, he's got like the wings, the wheels look like turbines, and he's got these really cool wings here. I feel like he could actually, you know, fly around with this, and it'd be cool, you know. And also slightly evocative of his jetpack that he had on the G1 episode. I think it was Dinobot Island, maybe. It's something to do with the Dinobots. And I'm just really impressed with the jetpack. Some people don't like it, but it's okay. And also you can, you know, pose it if you want. Like fold it behind on his back like that. Looks kind of interesting. But I have other plans for that rear space behind his head. Like, for example, here I have two of these little dual pistols from the Revenge of the Fallen Brawn figure, and you can just put those in his hands like that, and in the other one. And then from the Revenge of the Fallen Recon Ironhide, one of these blades, stick it in his back, and I think you can see where I'm going here with Cliff Jumper. He's gonna be awesome. I mean, you can arm this guy up, and he just looks so cool. And you know, especially with this little smirk that Bumblebee has on his face, it's just beautiful because of it's canon happy. And shoot, man, you could put all kinds of weapons in here. You can give him this other weapon from Recon Ironhide that's more of like a minigun. And here's where that crossover arm technique comes in handy, is when you can bring it over like that, and then you know, bring over this other arm, and that starts to look really cool. So overall, I'm really excited to repaint him into Cliff Jumper, because this is a really versatile figure, you know, to do that kind of stuff with. And I hope that, you know, I can find a way to effectively and easily remove all the yellow parts, because the rest of it, the black, the you know, the gray and silver bits, and I think those are just, I'm going to leave those the same. It's just the yellow parts that I'm going to change red. So for a comparison with the Henkei Bumblebee, his robot mode, you can, you know, get a really good difference and tell as to which one you like. I personally like the Henkei a lot better because, you know, as I said, he's a clean slate of yellow, and, you know, he's just, you know, purely Bumblebee, and he's got this nice lighter plastic here on his shoulders, whereas this one's more closer to black. And but I mean, still, this one looks really great for being Bumblebee. You know, I think a lot better than the Classics one did, or if you never managed to get one at all, like I said. And if you really want to, you can remove the stripes over here with some 90% isopropyl rubbing alcohol or something like that. And for the chest, you can just paint it over with yellow, and it'd be super easy. And, you know, there you go. Conversion into a really, really pure-looking Bumblebee like this, but in this this deeper yellow. As far as the yellow goes, I do like this yellow a lot better. This one looks like the yellow that most Volkswagens are painted nowadays, where it's like a light lemony yellow, where this is one that's a little deeper, it's richer. I kind of like that. For a size comparison, here he is with Trax, and he's, you know, being Bumblebee, he's obviously a shorter figure, but you don't really miss out on any plastic because they use it for this little wave crusher thing. I think if they didn't have that trailer, Bumblebee would be a lot bigger. So that's one of the reasons why I'm thankful that this trailer does exist. But overall, he's really well painted, really well put together. I feel, you know, happy now that I have a version of this mold here, and instead of, you know, going to track down a Classics Cliff Jumper, now I have my own, and I can repaint him. If you wish to do the same, I really encourage it, because, you know, this is a great place to start. And for another size comparison, here he is with the Human Alliance Sam figure that came with the Revenge of the Fallen styled Bumblebee, and he's actually a really nice scale. If you look at some of the G1 cartoons, Spike Witwicky was about half of Bumblebee's height, just like that, you know, so he's a pretty good height for him. And an extra thing that you can do that I just found out recently with this Bumblebee is, if you open him up from the chest, you notice that there are two gaps right here between the wheel, the center of the chest, and the other wheel. And if you want, you can pretty much like fit your little Sam figure into his backpack. And there you've got just, you know, Sam chilling in the backpack while Bumblebee walks around and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I think that's really cool and amusing, you know. It makes you think of, if the driver's sitting in the car seat of a Transformer and it transforms, where does he go? Well, you could either think of a morbid, squishy, gory mess, or you can think of this, where he just goes in a little seat inside his backpack. And I really, really like that. I think I might pose him like that for a little while. It just looks really, really interesting. And it doesn't sacrifice any of Bumblebee's head movement. You can't really do that crossover shoulder thing that I mentioned because Sam's legs are in the way, but it's okay. I don't really feel any bum by it. So one little quick technique that I want to tell you guys about is that a lot of people have had a problem with their Bumblebee figures where they do something and over time they start to get a crack right in the middle of the windshield. And sadly this happened to my poor Henke Bumblebee. It's really difficult to show up on camera, but it's there. There's a split in the middle of the windshield. So I just want to show you guys a way to prevent that so that you don't get that same dismay. Basically we want to come up under here, and what happens is there are two little tabs right there, and they slide around a little ridge here in this abdomen area. And what you want to do is just shave off a little bit on the inside of both of these pieces of plastic with an X-Acto knife or whatever your tool of choice is, and that'll definitely release, a lot of that tension between those 2 points and make it a lot better. I did that, and hopefully, I guess time will tell. Hopefully this Bumblebee won't crack on me. So, again, this has been the Reveal the Shield Deluxe Class Bumblebee figure, which I'm going to turn into Cliff Jumper before the paint and operation and all that kind of fun stuff. And this is Camzilla51 signing off. You guys have a great day.